Mr. Tonko, your passion and knowledge on this is extraordinary and so well placed. If we look at what has happened here on the floor in the last 11 weeks, it has only been about destroying jobs immediately. The continuing resolution that was passed by the Republicans 4 weeks ago actually would destroy, if it became law, unfortunately it hasn't, would have destroyed 700,000 jobs. And it's not just those immediate jobs that are lost. As you so correctly point out, the key investments in tomorrow's economy were similarly destroyed. The research agenda for the energy economy was wiped out. A program called ARPA-E, Advanced Research in Energy Policy, a program was wiped out. Those are where the clean energy jobs, those are where the conservation, where the new lights, the new energy systems that we need to deal with the reality of our dependence on foreign oil and the climate change issue. Just wiped them out. Similarly, in the National Institute of Health, where you're talking about cancer research, research in diabetes, the things that hold back the American economy because people do get sick, and when they're sick, they're not able to work. And so this whole array of research, which is one of the fundamental ingredients of future economic growth, was wiped out by the Republican agenda. And just today, if I might just add this piece to it, I was looking at the details of the continuing resolution which passed this House some 50 minutes ago. Agricultural research. We know that we have a food crisis coming up. There are going to be 7 billion people in this world. We have a food crisis that is imminent, and in fact, much of the disruption that's going on in the Middle East is in part due to the price of food. There's food shortages. Agricultural research to the tune of over $230 million wiped out. Where are we going to get the food for future generations? They'd like to talk about that. One final point before I turn it back to you is all of this discussion about the deficit. We have to deal with the deficit, but you can't deal with the deficit by cutting off the ability of the American economy to grow and to perform in the years ahead. So it's the research, it's the Pell Grants for education. All of those things are critical for tomorrow's economic growth, and you cannot deal with the deficit in 1 year. This is a multi-year program, and therefore we need to be very careful where we're spending our money so that we create the jobs for tomorrow and we create the opportunity for America to make it, to make things in America once again. Mr. Tonko, if you would continue on.
I'll make this one point. I mean, obviously, it's about investments, not spending, investments, expecting lucrative dividends, lucrative returns. And who is this cutting frenzy an attack on? It's an attack on middle-class America. It's an attack on children. It's an attack on working families. It's an attack on our seniors. And we only get here what we're wanting to invest here. And I think that we can go forward with a soundness of policy and a resourcefulness of investments made that allow us to transition us into a new economy designed intentionally to grow the potential of this nation. That's what America wants from us. And I think this attack is a tremendously cold-hearted attack on America's working families. It's going to destroy our middle class. Without a strong middle class, there is not a strong America. Someone needs to create the products, build the products, someone needs to purchase the products. And without a strong middle class, without strong purchasing power for that middle class, the story's over. So let's move on, let's march forward with Make It in America. It is great to join you, Representative Garamendi, for this special order.
Well, Mr. Tonko, if I could just pick up on one of the